Alright, we're gonna do something a little different this week as the original video idea has been delayed. Indefinitely. Forever. Maybe. With that being said, I also didn't want to go without having a chance to switch things up here. I'm all for the dark and serious games, but every now and then you have to shake the cobwebs off your reflexes and go for the unreal. Usually these types of games don't really care about story or purpose or any of that crap they taught you in school. The story is, it's a video game, and the purpose is to have fun. It's in these outer fringes of the gaming industry that we meet one of the finest studios producing in the modern gaming sphere. New Blood Interactive. You remember Dusk? Who doesn't like Dusk? I'll probably make a video on Dusk here later, but that's beside the point. What matters is inside that same studio we have our main man Hakita Patala with a brand new-ish game demo called Ultrakill. See, that's the kind of title that speaks for itself. With only that, you can get a pretty spot-on estimation for what you're about to play. Off the bat, we can see the tongue-in-cheek atmosphere. The game boots up like an old DOS program and lets you choose how you want this to play out. I really like the option to warp and render the graphics like a PlayStation 1. Immediately, the game knows the forefathers it resembles and is willing to go all out with the campy retro aesthetics. And just a fair warning here, I am going to be talking about everything in the demo from this point on. So, spoilers, I guess, but it's just a demo, so it's not particularly groundbreaking stuff here. In this demo, you only get two options for difficulty, normal and hard normal. Being the expert in old school shooters I am not, I chose normal. We are then left with a few words to guide us on our journey. Honestly, it could have said anything here and I would have been hyped, but man, is this a great mantra. Because this is a demo and a classic shooter that doesn't take itself too seriously, I can't tell you what the story actually is, but we can discern enough from these three sentences. Humanity is gone, all but replaced with walking corpses or what I assume to be a robot or cyborg like our character. Blood is one of the main mechanics in this game, and physically touching it replenishes health, bringing the player to this dance of death, trying to stay close enough to touch the blood while also avoiding their attacks. Hell is full? Yeah, I've seen a few zombie movies, I get the idea. That's it. That's all you need to get started. Well, you hit the ground and we start walking through the usual tutorial messages, but this first impression is remarkable. The sensitivity on the mouse is extremely high, but it feels natural in this setting. The one-to-one motion of the camera is so smooth, and as we'll see in a moment, you're going to need as much control as you can possibly get. You also have your slide, dodge, and a double, triple, and quadruple jump, which flesh out the full scope of gameplay options at your disposal. Any height, distance, or maneuver is up to your grasp. You simply must pay attention and be good enough to pull it off. The environment is cramped, cold metal with glass frames twisting and turning from one wicked hallway to the next. Enemies begin to teleport in waves like an iron hurricane. You're always looking at a minimum of 5 dudes for each encounter, and that's just the fodder enemies. This demo ramps up its challenge as fast as it can by getting to bosses within 5 minutes of starting the game. I say bosses, but in this case they're more like gatekeepers to the game's mechanics. You're going to need to know how an early first-person shooter works in order to play, so we have this baby head to ensure the player knows how to circle straight. I really like these orbs you can find hidden in each level. The only obvious one is in the tutorial, and as for the rest you have to pay close attention to the surroundings and think about what your mechanics can provide in terms of getting to them. It goes to show the amazing level of design Ultrakill promises. The use of velocity giving a refreshing take to the normal strafe and prey gameplay, and I find myself pausing to find any cues leading to secrets. Although that doesn't always play out the way I expect it to. Just as we're getting used to all the mechanics and movements and monsters, we get a glimpse of him. Swords machine. Not only are they teasing the next big encounter, but you can also find this secret to get an idea of the moves this dude has. Walking through the rooms they just eviscerated is a nice touch, and at the very least this thing has the same level of destruction as you, and seems to be on the same untold mission that you're on. Then, it happens. If you haven't figured out what you're doing by this point, you do not have a chance. It's a mad dash of dodges and precise attacks. You have to listen to the different noises as they telegraph the onslaught. 2 good hits from this guy and you are done. I only hope that the full game takes more inspiration from this encounter. Swords Machine is by far the most memorable part of the demo. I hope to see Guns Machine, Kicks Machine, Punches Machines, all the good stuff. Once you figure out these crazy attacks, you are rewarded with the shotgun. It was at this point that I realized how unique and fun the weapons are in this demo. Both the weapons so far have an alt-fire mode, and each mode serves a different situation. I particularly like the coin flip on the pistol, because pulling off those auto-criticals is a one-way ticket to sick gnarly town, baby. Although you do have to be careful with the more powerful options, as you have about the same odds of killing yourself along with the bad guys, but that's a fair trade-off. Seeing as this is a demo that doesn't take more than 30 seconds to finish, I had a silly thought that I could do a speedrun for it. Then I saw what the actual speedrun looked like. This is CabalCrow, a ridiculously talented speedrunner in these retro-style shooters, to the point where his footage is in all 3 of the trailers for this game. The speedrunning potential here is insane. People who can utilize the speed and maneuverability have already cracked this demo down to less than 3 minutes, and the developer is actively encouraging this. God only knows what the final game will look like. After fighting Atlas Machine and Friend, you find the gates to hell, inscribed on the walls with this traditional "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here." Like any dark and gory shooter, the violence has only begun. You enter in ready for viscera and death that await you. I'm sorry, are we still playing the same game here? The music shifts from the drum and bass to this beautiful little melody, and a sudden resting peace overcomes you. I mean, look at these landscapes. Wow, the landscapes. Whoa. As you can expect, the peace only lasts for a moment. We're thrown right back into the fray, and the once peaceful melody cuts right back into the drum and bass mix, converting serenity to savagery. We are also introduced to light key finding, and I think it works nicely. It doesn't explicitly tell you what to do, and you can infer what needs to be done just from the mechanics. It's a wonderful sign with the design when these elements come to the player naturally. And then, we are given the best weapon in the demo, the nail gun. Instead of an overheating mechanic, it just hits an optimal speed, and the alt-fire is loud and dangerous and wonderful. We then pull into what looks like the hardest fight of the demo, and they tease us as hard as they possibly can. It's so hard to explain how excited I am for this game. We already have 3 boss fights, 3 crazy weapons, and 2 insanely cool environments in a free demo. I can only imagine what the final product will look like. The speed, control, action, violence, upgrades, enemies, literally everything here is wonderful. I cannot wait to sink my teeth into Ultrakill.